Hi everybody, it's Kelly, and I have a huge pile of mess on my desk, as you can obviously see. You know how when you use your paper towels or your baby wipes, you know, to wipe up excess paint or whatever, and then it ends up coming out so pretty, you really don't want to throw it away. So then you start keeping them, okay? And then you're keeping them, and keeping them, and keeping them. That when I was testing out one of my new squirty bottle or squeezy, like nose dropper bottles. That's why it's got purple dots everywhere. But I mean, from tissues to baby wipes to paper towels, you know, they're so pretty. What do you do with them? And I've been thinking about that all weekend. And I've come to the conclusion that because each one of them have their own texture, right? They're just, and some of them are thick, some of them are thinner than others. Depends on which, you know, like look how pretty that is. You see that with all that pink and yellow and orange? You know, so what do you do with them? I've seen some people make, you know, like flowers out of them. I'm like, okay, well, that's cool, you know, but every time I tried to, they always just looked like they were mashed up and bleh. So out of all of these, what I want to do is try something different. I don't know if this will work. Oh, see, check that one out. I don't know if it'll work or not, okay? I just don't know. And this one I was using as a stamp off so I could do a second image. This is one of the liners from the napkins that you peel off one of the plies. There we go. It's on that side. And some of them may not have very much on them. So what I'll do is I'll set it aside. And if I need it, you know, in the future, I'll wet it up a little bit and keep using it. But I had something that kind of came to mind that I thought I might do. So this one, that's kind of plain. That one's kind of plain. That one's plain. That one's plain. That one's got a little bit on it. We'll see. But these are plain. Okay, and I don't think the rest of these are plain. Well, that one is. So we'll set that one aside. That one is. Because I keep them, when I'm done with them, I put them, I have a bag under my desk that I keep all my drop papers in. That one doesn't have enough on it. That one doesn't have anything on it. And this is a napkin liner, and I forget what happened here. I think I spilt something. Yeah, that's what I did. I spilt it, and all I had was this handy to wipe up, so I just grabbed it and went, bah! But that came out pretty cool. So, let's go through these. That one doesn't have very much on it. Now, this one I like, because it's got pinks and greens, and it's a shimmer spray. I was testing out my new, I had transferred some of my homemade shimmer sprays into brand new spray bottles because the other ones just weren't cutting it, and that's what I used to spray on. So that's really pretty. And then this one I used just to wipe up excess alcohol ink off of a palette I was using. But what I'll do when I do that is I'll crumble it up and then I'll wipe it all up, so when I uncrumble it, it's kind of tie-dyed almost. See, almost looks tie-dyed anyway. Okay, so now we have all of these. That one doesn't have very much on it. That one's only got green. Okay, how about, let me put this aside. Well, maybe. Okay, let's see how we can do this. I lost my ruler. No, I didn't. It's right here. Okay. Now, for baby wipes, we've got... They're about 7 and Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 5/16, 7 and 5/16 by 6, and I don't know. So we'll go 7.5 by 7. That's what we'll do. All right, this is what I want to do. Let me pull up my paper cutter. This is just scrap paper I was using when my ink ran out. I'm thinking I could probably keep that and just use other paper. Let's see. No, because I don't want to use brand new paper. I want to use paper that's... Alright, let me see. Nope, not those. Unless I can use the other sides. Yeah, I'll use the other sides. That'll work. Okay. I can use those. Those aren't very good. Oh, that's a card backing. Let me see. I was working on dendritic type of patterning because I thought it looked so pretty. So we can use that one. We can use my roll-off pages. Yeah. So let's see what we've got. Okay, here's some roll-off pages. I wonder where that came from. Okay, I'm not going to do anything with that one. So that's it for now. We'll just start off with what we have. And what did we say? 7.5 by 7, right? Okay, these have designs on them, so I want to make sure I don't cut up the designs. These are Karen Chasseur's, not that one. She calls them Sharpie Doodles. And she sent me some in a Happy Mail. Okay, so let me set these off to the side for a minute. Oh, and here's one I was using earlier. See, now look how pretty that is. I was just using it as a drop cloth for spraying some envelopes that went out today for my friendship block journal. I think that's what it was called. But I was spraying the envelopes, and I used paper towel underneath as a drop cloth. And that's how it came out. Now, the colors aren't very bright, but they're shimmery and they're beautiful. So let's put these off to the side for a minute. Okay, so I can try and, well, let me see, because I may not use hers. I may change my mind, but we'll just set hers off to the side for a minute. Okay, now we want, what did we say? 7.5 by 7, right? So it's 8.5, so we'll go, and I've got it upside down. Okay. So we'll take the long way, and we'll go 7.5. Let me do a couple of these at a time. This cutter is one of those that if you try to do just one piece of paper, it tears it up. It's like meant to be a heavy duty, whatever you call it. Okay, so we got 7.5. See, look how smooth that cut it. Ooh, and paper strips, yay! I'll put those in my little scrap baggie right here. Alright, so we have 7.5, and we want it by 7. these together. Oh, come on, stay together. Okay. And obviously these are still worthy, you know. You would make a great signature in a small book, actually, because they're the exact same size. So we'll fold those, and we'll set those aside. Okay. Well, let me do these two since we're here. Alright. So let's go. This is 7.5, and again, I'll keep those strips. Now, I really don't want that tag there because I recycle my paper and stuff. So it's 7.5 across. So let's cut this end off. By 7 here. Alright. Now this, let's see. Yeah, this can go with this. And it wouldn't matter if this right here was on a signature because that can be decorated. Oops. Now, let me see. I'll put them together and then fold them. There, now we've got the beautiful start of a great, already painted signature for a mini journal. See that? So let me grab a paper clip. Here we go. And I will close this and set that off to the side. Okay, now we don't need this for now. And I do want to show you, if you haven't seen any of my other videos, do you ever have a paper cutter? You see all those paper bits stuck in the groove? All the way down and then all the way across. You see that? That makes it hard for your paper cutter to work correctly. So please let me find what I'm looking for. This new organizational craft has driven me just about up the wall because I have no idea where I put anything. Give me 1 sec. I'll be right back and I will show you. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I use an old toothbrush that I keep handy and it works perfect for getting, I gotta put it down, for getting the paper bits out of there. It takes a minute, but keeping your channel clean helps your blade stay sharper longer. And sometimes there it goes. There we go. Now see? Check that out. No more paper bits. And it does. It keeps your blade sharper longer and it gives you better cuts. Although I still need to refill for this one. I can't find it anywhere less than 60 bucks. It's cheaper just to buy a brand new paper cutter and that makes me mad. Okay, so we did that. And we've got some papers. Now, there's a couple ways you can do this. You can make this into like a journal if you wanted, or you can put circles or cut holes in it and bind it that way, or you can run it through your sewing machine if you wanted to make a journal. Okay, I just say that because, you know, that's what most people want to do nowadays. But what we're going to do instead, okay, is we're going to use up, let me grab a handful of these. Okay, we're going to use these up. and make them worth something, okay? So here's my homemade Mod Podge. It's 2 parts glue, 1 part water, okay? And this was at the Dollar Tree for $1. No mess. I don't have to worry about scraping edges, you know, if it rusts or getting stuck or whatever. So this is perfect for me. I use it. I pour out, and it's got a handle, you know, like the ridges. I pour out what I need. There. And I'll set it aside. And if I have any left over, then it goes back in the container. Alrighty, so let me get my Mod Podge brush. There we go. I have 2 brushes I use for glue and Mod Podge, and like any of the like matte mediums or anything like that. And I stick with those 2 because I don't want to ruin all of my brushes, because glue will tear your brushes up. Excuse me. Okay, so since we're doing this page, I'm going to grab the first thing off the top, which is this purple. Okay, I love this purple. I think this is pretty. Let's see. Yeah, we'll do this side. Oh, and I need to put... I've been using this as a drop sheet for a while. Can you tell? Let's throw that right there. And when I'm done with this, I'll put some stamps or something on it, cut it up, and use it too. So, alright, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my Mod Podge, and I'm going to liberally, that means, you know, not being squinchy on it, put a lot of Mod Podge on this. Okay? Then I'm going to take, this is just a regular, like a puff's tissue, and I'm going to put it on there, but I'm going to scrunch it just a little, you know, because I measured for the baby wipes. I didn't measure for the tissues or the paper towels, so I figure I'll have to cut them down too. Alright, so then we'll Mod Podge this down. Now, if you're using tissue paper, remember, be very, very careful, because when it gets wet, obviously it's going to tear. Okay? This stuff is already trying to tear on me. Now, the paper that I'm using that had the roll-off on it is just copy paper. Okay, so it's not the strongest. If you want to use cardstock, then use cardstock. But I think after the tissues and everything dry on, oh wow, we have layers on the tissue. That is so cool. That's why it wasn't laying down, right? Okay, well, we'll put that on again in a minute. Here, we'll just set that right there. Kind of push that down on it. That's why it wasn't going down as far. I forgot regular, like, puffs or Kleenex tissues have plies. 2-ply. So that way when you blow your nose, snot doesn't go everywhere. Ugh. Okay. And putting the second one down is just giving me another layer of texture. That's all. Now, some people can't afford texture paste. There's a way you can make it. Stacy over at C.C.Crafts has a really good recipe. And it's not very expensive for the materials. And once you buy, like, the main ingredient, it's just glue, water, and paint. Or if you want clear gesso, no paint. If you want black gesso, then black paint. White gesso, then white paint. But what she uses is powdered marble dust. And you can get that at dickblick.com. And I got like, hold on a minute, let me see. I'm not going to dig it out. It's like an 8-pound bag. Or it's a 4-pound bag. I forget. Anyways, it was about yay tall. Wait, you can't see me. Okay, about yay long. And it's got some good weight to it. Anyways, it cost me like, I think $8 total with shipping and everything. And I mean, and you make your texture paste. You can make your gessos, all your clear gessos. You can make, there's a couple other things I've forgotten. Oh well. Okay, so this one is done, and we're going to set that aside for now. Isn't that pretty? I don't know if you can see the purples in it, but... And then you can see the yellow through the tissue. So we're going to set this... Oh, goodness. That's the one thing I forgot to do, is make a spot for this stuff to dry. Okay, now since this side's got color on it, I'm going to flip the other side and see if we can get some matching color to it, maybe. Let's see, what is this? Oh yeah, that'll work. And we'll just tear it. And lots of Mod Podge. See which won't soak through, so it doesn't really matter. So then I'm going to lay it down and I'm going to Mod Podge over it. Now if this one's got 2 plies, I'm going to kick myself because, a lot of times tissues, napkins, toilet paper, you name it, has more than 1 ply. But I haven't come across that on this one yet, so maybe I got a cheap brand. Oops, see, now it still wants to tear too, so you got to be careful even with a paper towel. So you've been saving your baby wipes and your paper towels and your napkins. Now what do you do with them? Well, like I said, some people make flowers. I tried that route and I don't like how my flowers come out. So, I mean, other people's flowers may come out perfect. You never know. I'll put the purple on this side. Some people's, they probably have better imagination than I do and can figure out ways to make it, make them look cool. And I don't have any punches, that'll help me make my flowers look any better, so I just let them pile up until now, because I got to thinking I've got all these roll-off papers that aren't really, I don't think they're pretty enough for like to send somebody for painty papers, because it's just roll-off, But at the same time, if you add an additional element to your roll-off paper, look what you get. Isn't that gorgeous? I love that purple on there. Okay. Hold on a second. I gotta find a place to put these. That's always been my biggest problem, is space. Okay, we'll put that one right there. Let me get the other one. If you've seen some of my other videos, the first time I got my jelly plate, oh my gosh, I got so addicted so fast that I had papers all over my bedroom, all over the bathroom, all over the dining room, the living room, and I even had them hanging up on hangers in front of the fan to dry. You know, like your skirt hangers with the little clips or your pant hangers. Yep, that was me. My dad is like, what are you going to do with all of these? I'm like, what do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so we did a tissue first, then we did a paper towel, which obviously you saw, listen to me, you saw me tear it up to, you know, fit the whole page. Okay, now I'm going to do a baby wipe. I love the pinks and the greens on this one, so I'm just going to lay it down and just let it kind of soak in that Mod Podge a little. Pull that up a little. See, because here's the back with some of my roly papers. And then I'm going to do a coat of Mod Podge over this. Now, not only will it help seal this to the paper, and some of you probably already know this, okay, but it will also give it a coating that you can use a gel pen or a paint pen or a marker or whatever else you want on it, and it'll protect the surface below. Some people use varnish. I have some of that, but on something that I'm just trying to wing it because I don't know what else to do with this stuff to see, because this is my first time doing this. I figured, hey, why not? Let's try it, see what happens. You know, and if it doesn't turn out very good, then, you know, okay, well, then we'll look for something else. But I think it's going to come out really, really great. So let me put this one down. Yeah, I may end up having to get out the heat gun. Okay, so there's blue and a little bit of orange on this side. So let's see if we can find... How about this blue and purple? Part of this napkin liner. Oh, see, now I'm already almost out of Mod Podge. Whoops. I bought a gallon of Elmer's glue at Menards, which is like a Home Depot / Lowe's / Walmart, you know. And it was about $11. I did this 2 years ago, and I still have more than half a gallon. Alright, so I am going to lay this down just like this. And I'm going to put Mod Podge on top. And you'll get bubbles and you'll get wrinkles, and that's okay. So what else are you going to do with your cleanup rags? You know? What else? So let's see. Since that side's wet, I can tear that off a little. Whoops, nope, don't want to take that off. Don't want to take that off. Set that over there. And I will dry down, or wet down the sides, rather. They started to come up. Now, I'm finding, okay, with the amount of Mod Podge I'm using, I'm thinking a thicker paper. You see how that? This is just regular copy paper. you know, probably 60 pounds, if that. I'm finding it a little bit more difficult to work with than I probably would with cardstock. But at the same time, we're using up what we have. So this painting paper probably would have sat in a drawer or in a folder for a long time before I decided to do something with it. All right, we have 2 more pages, and then I'll get the heat gun out. Okay, so let's flip this over, and I'm going to use the rest of this. And I will tear it up and do what I need to with it. But again, this is also copy paper, so... Okay. So let's... Oops. Good enough. Okay, let's tear this part off, and we'll go up like this. Okay, stay down. There you go. And I don't want all this white stuff, so I'm going to just tear off the purple. And see, when copy paper gets wet, it's a little bit more difficult to maneuver. So let's leave the torn edges together. Okay. And we'll put a little bit of you right here. How about that? Okay. Now this is still me using, you know, the ply that you tear apart from napkins. I was watching Shannon Green today, a video about what to do with all of those plies, you know, when you're doing collage with napkins, right? And you pull those 1 or 2 plies off so you can decoupage with them. She had an idea that was pretty good. I mean, but you would have had to have saved up an awful lot of napkins, plies for this to happen. So what she would do, or what she was showing on her video, was she would glue 4 of the plies together, right, to make a page. All right, she'd have a long page, and she would glue 4 of them right on top of each other, and it would be thick enough to be a page, and then she'd fold it in half, and that'd be like, you know, a signature or a journal or something along those lines. So, I mean, that's a very good idea as well. But me, I like stamping mine and then using them for texture. Okay, so we've got 1 page left. Well, I like this page better, this side. It's got pinks on it. And this one, we'll do it to this side. Alright, so let me see. I've got another paper towel. Now see, this one had texture paste on it. I was wiping it up. But what I did, it's going to have a hole in it now. Okay, it's stuck together with the texture paste. Apparently what I did on this one was I stamped on it. You can't see that very well, but let me see. You see my deer? I stamped on that one. So what we're going to do is, we'll go ahead and do this side. Alrighty. And this is a little bit thicker than the copy paper, so maybe it'll work a little bit easier. But like I said, I'm not using anything new other than, you know, using my Mod Podge, and that's not even new because I've had that made for quite a while. Wait a minute. Let's do it this way so we can get some color through it. There we go. Okay. Now this is just a baby wipe. I think I was just trying to wipe off my stamp. And instead of just scribbling on it, I decided to go ahead and just stamp the baby wipe to clean my stamp off. I think that's what happened. But it came out a pretty good impression, right? Okay, so now we've got, and obviously, okay, I didn't bring everything up because the rest of my stuff is down here. You know, obviously, I've got quite a bit here. So doing something like this would probably take me a good couple of hours. And you notice I'm putting this on pretty thick. I'm not being sparing because I want to make sure that the Mod Podge soaks through the fabric and of the material and helps it adhere better to paper underneath it. And it also kind of, like I said earlier, it protects the images. Okay, so there's that one. All right, so let me put this out of the way. Put this in my thing of water. Put these aside because obviously I should have thunked of something a long time ago. But I have more. So I have more ideas, not just this. All right, and I'm going to dry these. When these are dry, I'll be back, okay? Okay, one of the things I wanted to show you while I'm drying is because it's fabric related, it's going to take a little bit longer to dry than it normally would. These are those hangers I was telling you about. If you have any and you don't use them, keep them. But they only work if this little hook thing is metal and it turns, okay? Because what I do is I do this when I'm making my faux leather. I'll put one piece of paper on it like that. You see that? And then I will put another piece of paper on the other one. These shouldn't take that long to dry. They were the first ones I did. I find the baby wipes are taking the longest to dry, okay? Now I've got 2 pieces of my paper on a hanger. And then I hook this around the handle of my fan. And so that way these are laying right against the air that's blowing. Okay, now I'm going to try and show you what I mean without having you see. Sorry about the dizziness. Okay. Yep, that's my Red Wings shirt. Okay. Can you see that? I'll turn the fan a little. I've got it hanging so it's blowing it. Actually, yeah. Right there. And then that'll be working that'll be drying while I'm working on something else. Okay, so again, I apologize for the wooziness, but I just kind of wanted to show you. You don't so much want to hang them on the back because that can possibly burn up your fan, and you don't want to do that, okay? So I'm heat drying 2 of these, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to air dry these. Now I only have 1 fan in here, so I'm not going to put this on the fan also, as I don't think... Yeah, I can, because I can hang it on the hanger itself. Okay, there, now they're all being dried. Okay, and we will move this one out of the way. And I will continue to work on these 2. But I just wanted to show you an easy method of drying your papers when you have quite a bit that you're working with at one time. So while you're working with, like I'm working with these two, those 4 are already drying, trying to anyway. So, okay, I'm going to pause again and finish these 2 up. This one's really, really wet. So, it'll take too long for you just to sit here and watch. So I'll be right back when these are dry, and then we will move on. Okay, so we've got 2 done that are dry. Now, obviously, it's a little bit thicker than just regular copy paper now. Okay, and you can do several things with these. You could, well, you can cut them up for ATCs, inchies, twinchies. If you don't know what an inchie is, it's a 1 inch by 1 inch square, kind of like this. That's an inchie. It's got pink on it. You probably can't see it in the camera because it's very, very pale. A twinchie is a 2-inch piece. Let me dig one out and I'll show you. It's a 2-inch square. And if you watched my inchie and twinchie video, the one I just posted, I think yesterday or the day before, I gave different ways and different ideas on how to use those. Here's one of them, like a mosaic tile, and then I just backed it on a piece of paper that I sprayed with a stencil. So, you know, that's one idea you could use. But we're working on these today. So let's see. I know they're still kind of plain, so if you wanted to, you could probably, let's see, this one is cranberry. It's alcohol ink. It's going to be very, very, oops, very, very, what do you call it, vibrant. Put a couple down there. Let's see how cranberry works on this one. Oh, that's cool, because this one's helping it, like, spread. That's cool. Alright, so if you wanted to, you know, add some more color. That one didn't spread that much. So let's try an alcohol spray. Let me get... Well, I'll grab another one of these. Okay, and since I missed, I'll just take this and wipe it up. And I've got some more pink on it. So, we used pink. What other color can we use? I'll have to leave these out so I can use them up. This one, I believe, is a green. In fact, let me go ahead and just use a blank one. Yeah, it's a green. It's kind of a cool green. And we'll wipe up any excess. Give that one a little bit more color. Okay, and alcohol ink dries really, really fast. So, you know, they're already dry. I have glue all over my hands. Okay, so now we can make ATCs. ATCs are artist trading cards. They are 2.5 inches by 3.5 inches. Let me see if I can show you one. Pauline, my friend, she sent me one. They're artist trading cards. So they're 2.5 inches across, 3.5 inches long. Okay. And it was for Valentine's Day. And she signed the back. And artists trade these. They keep them in those little sleeves that baseball cards go into. And you decorate them any way you want. So that's an ATC. So being 7 one way, let me see which one, because then we can get 3.5 out of that. So let's try this one because it feels more dry. And I need to remember how long this one was. This one was 7. Okay, so we'll go 3.5 on this one. All the way down. Oh, phooey, there's my scoring blade. Okay. Whoops. See, now it was kind of wet, so it didn't quite tear. It was still wet a little bit. So it's 3.5 inches long, or tall. And since that's still wet, I'm going to go ahead and use my ruler. There it is. And just mark out 2.5 inches and cut it because I don't want to tear it up. There's a pencil. So there's 2.5 there. And 2.5 there. And my scissors. I'll start at this one and make sure I end up at that one. See, that should be 2.5. Yep, by 3.5. Yep. Okay, so we'll do that again. That's almost 5. But we'll go ahead and do the 2.5. Now, just because you have a little bit left over that isn't, 2.5 inches, there it is. It might be 2.25 inches or something like that. You can always use it for something else. You do not have to throw it away or do anything like that because this right here is a little bit shy of 2.5 inches. Yeah, it's about 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 2 2/3, 2 1/3. I don't remember. Anyway, I hate math. It's not quite 2.5 inches. But don't throw that away because you can still use it as a tag or as anything else. Now right here, that one's still a little wet, which kind of bothers me because I dried it forever. But that's okay. But look at the awesome background. I really hope the color is showing up because the color is phenomenal. Alright, so there's a couple of ATCs. This one, it's still wet, so I'm not going to bother with that one right now. This one is still wet, so let's see. That's the 7.5. So what if we do the 7? No, it won't matter. 2.5, 2.5. That would be 7.5. So 7. So we'll go 3.5 by 3.5. Okay. Oh, we're going to cut right through my deer, but that's okay. Okay, so now we'll work on the 2.5 and the 2.5. 2.5, 5. Oh, we might get 3 out of this one. I guess I did it the wrong way. Let's see. 2.5, 5, and 2.5. So I get 3 inches out of this one. Oh, you know why? It might be the size of the paper. Because we did do it on different... No. Because the size of the papers were all the same. Okay, so I've got 3 ATCs on this one. And I'll get 3 ATCs out of this one. I had no idea why I didn't think about that the first time. Because I suck at math, that's why. And then 7.5. 1, 2, and 3. So I've got 8 ATCs right here and 3 more right here. I don't know why that one came out a little short. Maybe I cut it from the wrong side, but that's all right. And then when these are completely dry, I can back them on cardboard, or I can just put them in a book, you know, like people keep their baseball cards in. In fact, I'll show you mine. It's right here. If I can get through all the baby wipes that I haven't used yet. Let's see. Stay. Okay. Now, this is an awfully big binder, right? But ATCs and pocket letters. When you make a pocket letter, you use ATC size papers to go in them. A lot of people will just put ATCs in them, artist trading cards, and other people will just cut paper down to size. All right. For example, like this one right here. I know it's upside down, and I apologize. All right, but if you don't know what a pocket letter is, you make a little card, okay? And you fill it up. Usually the theme matches. Like sometimes it's about spring, or sometimes it's about family. And then in the back, you know, behind these little cards, you tuck little goodies in, like a tea bag. I even got Band-Aids in one, which is pretty cool because I needed one not long after that. Some people put in paper clips, some lace, like this one right here. The one I got from this person decorated the side with some lace and some flowers. So that's how it came. But they come in, okay, it's a 9 pocket. So that's another one I got for Valentine's Day. These are ATCs that I made. Here's another one. And this is another one. And another one. But these are all from people who sent me pocket letters. Okay. And this is the one Stacy from Pink Poodle sent me. Okay. And you decorate the pocket letter. But this is what the pages look like. They've got 9 sleeves in them, 9 open sleeves, where you can take your pocket or your ATC or your paper or whatever and tuck it down in there. Usually one of the holes will be, or one of the spots will be for, okay, like this one I forgot to put away. So, there's another Valentine's Day one. But you see why I got such a big notebook to hold these. Oh, I forgot that one had a tea bag in it. Regular size playing cards are also the same size as ATCs, and she tapes the top. Huh. Maybe so that it wouldn't come out. Oh, she used that as her backing. Okay. See, regular size playing cards. And this one, I'd forgotten to take out. It's a tea bag. And anywhere in here, you tuck in a little note about yourself. You know, hi, I'm Kelly. I'm a Christian grandmother of 14 grandkids. I have 4 grown children. I've lived all over the country, even in Hawaii. You know, stuff like that. You know, I love crafting. Just so you get to meet people and people get to know you. And if you ever wanted to make them, the size of the envelope, if you don't put it in a big, you know, one of those tall manila envelopes, these are a little bit bigger than the business size. The business size envelopes that are like this are size 10. Okay? These ones are size 12. They're the ones that fit, unless you, like I said, unless you put it in one of the big manila envelopes. But yeah. And the reason I have so many of these is because I found a really good deal on them. I forget where. I know it was through Amazon. And I got 100 of them for like 15 bucks. So that was a good deal. So I went ahead and grabbed up on it. But as you can see with them decorating the pocket letters, you know, it gives it some bulk. And like I said, these are mine. I was working on the alphabet, actually, and I got up to R, Q, R, yeah, and then I stopped. I don't know why I went on. I didn't go on. But this one was art, bubbles, spring, dragonfly, eclipse, folk art, G for gears, H, and I did hummingbird and hearts, I for imagination, T for teal. K was for kaleidoscope. L was for lace. M was for me. You know, I love Christmas and butterflies and pinks and stuff like that, and fairies. N was numbers. O was obsession. P was pink. Q is quotes, and I said, don't look at my past. I don't live there anymore. And this one was roses and rocks. So, but I didn't finish the S. I didn't finish the alphabet. So, but that was my very first time doing an ATC as well. Whoops, that one's stuck. All right, we'll put this away in a minute. So, okay, so we've got this left over. Let me check and see if one of these are dry yet. Oops, I don't want to pull my fan over. I better get up. Well, they're almost dry. I'll hang this back up in a minute. Okay, so we looked at ATCs, and I showed you what inchies and twinchies were. This one's still a little wet, so I can't really do anything with it. But look how pretty that is. How pretty would that be in a journal? As a signature. Same with this one, right? It's the same size. So let's trim off the excess. I always trim it off from the back so I can follow the line of the paper. That way I don't gouge into the paper. Okay. And what's really cool, since one side of these is 7, one side is 7.5, depending on how it would look, you also got the start of another cool signature. Right? So let's see which side is which. Okay, that's the 7.5. So at the 3.5 mark. Mark it there. And nope, that wasn't right. Not if it was 7.5. No, we want it at 7. See, I'm bad with math. See? So we'll go 3.5 there. And 3.5 there. And look at that. You've got another start. You can even turn this one right side or the other way. Another start of a signature for a small journal. You see that? And you've already got the texture. You've already got the color. All you need to do is embellish. So let's do it with this one. Let's see. That's side 7. So yeah, we'll go 3.5. And 3.5. There we go. I'm not using my paper cutter only because they're still a little damp. And I'm trying to show you the different options you have. Okay, so let's see. We'll use this one as an out, and we'll put this one as an in. There we go. And we'll tuck these in here, and you've got yourself a pretty cool signature that all you have to do is embellish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab another paper clip. Nope, that's not a paper clip. Oh, I love it that they all sink to the bottom. Oh, there we go. Okay. Get a paper clip, and I'll just paper clip that one closed. And now, same sizes almost as the other ones. You know, the leftover we had when we were cutting them down to size for the baby wipes. So, you've got 2 signatures already, and we used, what, 6 pieces of paper? That's pretty good. Now, as far as the ATC goes, let's see if we can't decorate it. I don't have all my stuff out, so I'm just going to kind of wing it with what I can reach. And actually, I put that way over here. Kerplunk. Okay, so we'll start with this one. It's still a little wet. Oops. Okay, let me put these back down here because these are really in my way. Oh, there it is. Okay, one of the things I like to do the most is round my corners. I just think it looks more classy. I don't know, elegant. Sometimes I don't. Alright. Now see? That doesn't change the width or the height of the ATC. See what I mean? Okay, so we'll put the others to the side, and let me see what I have in my little box of, you know, when you've got extra things or you just kind of throw them off to the side and you really don't know what to do with them. Well, it's kind of what I got going on here. Let me see. Put that there. No, I don't think that would show over it. Oh, this would go good. See, even though there's a deer there, we can put that butterfly right here. But before we do that, I want to do the edges. Now, I keep one of these packagings that's got the little lip on it as a palette. And it's just packaging from some flowers I bought from Tuesday Morning one time. Alright? And what I'll do, since this is mostly pink, is that my red? Yeah, I'll do red. Alright. Now, I'm going to kind of fold this over, and I'm going to put a couple squirts in here. Okay? And it came a little bit up on the napkin. Can't see it really well, but it's there. Alright, and then I'm going to take and just kind of drag my thing through it. Now with it being alcohol, it'll dry really fast, so I'm going to crumble this up, and I'm going to try and wipe this up as best I can. Okay, that didn't work, so I'm going to take a little bit of blending solution. Just a little bit. Put that back in there. I'm going to crumble it up to a different side, and I'm going to use this to get up the rest of the alcohol ink. But it also picked up something else that was on there. So we've got a little bit of both, and this has 2 plies. So for poops and giggles, let's just throw some pink on it. What color is this one? I think this is orange. I don't know. So we'll see in a minute. Yep, orange. So we'll throw some orange on it. We already got red on it. Let's throw some green on it. And if I can, nope, that's green. I want blue. There we go. There we go. And a little bit of blue. There. Now it's done. And you know what's funny is it soaked through both sides almost. But again, it's a napkin that's 2 ply. So now I've got 2. And I'm going to throw some more blue on this one. Alright, and we'll just set it aside. Oh, I put one away without the cork. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay. See that? Isn't that pretty? It's got pink and orange and whatever on it. I didn't feel like waiting, so I just went ahead and decorated. And put that aside. But now I've got my edges kind of inked. And it even soaked up into the baby wipes some, which was kind of cool on both sides. So let's see, what else can we put here? Oh, we were going to do the butterfly. That's right. Okay, my glue gun is already hot. So we're going to put this right there. Let's see, what else can we add? Nope, those don't work. How about... no, I don't want a crystal one. Ugh. Okay, how about a green dot? Nope, don't like that one either. Okay, well, we'll just use rhinestone since that's what I can find and that's what's close. Wait a minute, what's that? What is that one? That one's a green. Do we have any others in there? So I don't know. Oh, here we go. We got a little heart. We'll use that one. Let's find a word first. Okay. Now what I do is I get on my word perfect or whatever it's called, and I just start typing phrases and words I can think of and things like that. And I make them in small font, and then I'll print out one page and then just cut through them, okay? Like this one says, love wins. This one says, love you more. Yeah. So you can use any of them. I got this too shall pass, get well, give, good morning, love you to the moon and back, you can, you will, yours, fail, faith, family, that type of thing, you know? And like this one, I love this one. It says quiet radiance. Let's see if it'll focus. Come on. There it goes. Quiet radiance. And I think that's the one I'll use. Now, I'm going to, actually I should have done this before I cleaned it all up, but this time I'm going to use pinkish purple. I'm going to take this and just kind of run it through real quick, and it will soak into the paper. It will soak up more than just, you know, just the edges because it's a liquid. And it kind of covers the whole thing. Did I forget one? No, it's on the bottom there. Although you can't really see it, but it's there. Okay, there we go. And we'll let that one dry. We'll grab the 2-ply or one of the 2-plies and wipe that up. There, now we got a little bit of pink in with the blue, so we'll throw that aside. Now, Quiet Radiance. There we go. Quiet Radiance. And then we use the glue gun, or the itty bitty heart, that we'll put right there. Okay, now, I like understated elegance, simplicity. I don't like going overboard too much. Sometimes I do, but it'll depend. You know, like if I had a rope of these, I might go down one side. Nah. You know, I like understated elegance. So this for me, this right here, this ATC, I'm done. It's got all the texture and the color. It's even got an extra stamped image in the back that I didn't expect to find. It's got a word. It's got the edging. It's got the butterfly. I mean, what else could you add? You could probably throw some lace in there or something else, but then you'd be going a little bit overboard, in my opinion. If you like it, okay, for some example, something like this, you know, like a little bitty bow off to the side. But see how that's just kind of too white for that? So I'm just going to leave it as is. And we'll put these back. So I type up a whole bunch of words, and then I cut them up and I leave them in a little, like a dish. What's this thing called? It's not really a souffle dish. It's kind of like a condiment dish where you put your salsa or your whatever in it. Let's see, what's this? This is from one of my magazine things. That would look kind of cool right there. See? Just something. Whoops. No, don't fold over on yourself. Alrighty. This was actually the knob to a dresser in a magazine. But I like that so much that I just cut off the knob. And now I'm going to tuck it in right here. Okay. Now I like that too. Let's see if you can see that. Oh, why does it wait for my hand? Is it being ignorant? My computer's being... Okay, well, it's there. But I keep it in a little... I keep all my words and stuff in a little dish. So if I ever wanted to... Oh, I even have some inchies in here. Nope, these are pieces that were smaller than inchies. But I didn't throw them out because I can still tile with them, you know. Or mosaic or whatever I want to do with them. So we've got an ATC done. Now, mind you, it was on rolling paper and a baby wipe. All right. We've got some other ATCs cut out. We've made 2 signatures for journals. Let me see, I hope they don't stick together because they're not quite dry. A little bit, but that's okay. Alrighty. You know, we've got signatures for a journal. What else did we say we could do? Oh, we could make flowers. Yes, that's true. These are, I'm just looking through my box of goodies to see what I can come up with. I've got a poodle here. It's a poodle. Yay! Okay, and I think I want to put it on this one. This one? This one. This. Nope, that one. Okay. I got this in a pocket letter, actually. This came from my friend Karen Chasseur. Also, she sent me a really lovely bag of goodies. Some painty papers and her Sharpie doodles. Now, you know my motto if you've watched my channel, okay? Never trust a sticky on a sticker. Never. Never, never, never. Alright, so let's find... Well, let's... I kind of like that right there. I don't know what I'm going to put on it, but I like it right there, so I'm going to put it right there. There. Let's find a word, maybe. Let's see. Best friends. That'd be a good one. But I'm not going to ink the edges of this one. Alright. So let's just throw that in there. Okay. Best friends. Probably got too much glue right there already, but it dries fast, so. I could put best friends right over that circle. And what else would go good right there? Huh? What do you think? Let's see, we have sequins. No, we don't want sequins. Do we want another butterfly, but a smaller one? Let's check it out. Oh my goodness. Oh, these are buttons. Oh, look, that's a kitty cat. That's a doggy. I should have put that one over a little bit, and then maybe... Or can I put him up here? No, come back here. Can I put him up here? That looked kind of silly. That would look kind of silly, I think. Let me see. Okay, those... No, no, no. There's the Eiffel Tower. No, no, no. Alright, let's see what's in this little box of goodies we might be able to use. See, when I just have little bits and bobs and I don't know what to do with them, they just go in here. I don't want a button. See, here's a little bitty flower. I'll probably put that there. Let's see if there's something else we can go underneath it. No. Let's see. A half a pearl, maybe? Or a half a rhinestone on it. Oh, that would look good. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, and we'll put all this back in here. See, this way, if I have a little bit of everything, I don't always have to get up off my butt to go search for something when I might have it close by. You know, and then when I get low or when I get peachy or cheeky, Then I'll put all of this stuff away and in the places that it's supposed to go. And then I will start again. So that goes there, there. Alright, so do we want it that, I don't want it that high up. So we're going to do it this way. We're going to go doink. Put that down. Yes, glue strings, I know. And we'll put another little doink in the middle. Set that down so I can use my right fingers. And we'll center that and press. And then if you wanted, you know, you can kind of give it give your dog or your main object something to walk on. But if you don't, you don't. But there's another ATC with a glue string. So there are so many different things you really can do, you know, and this one is even still wet a little because this is that napkin that doubled over and double plied. Yeah. But I've got just a random piece of tissue paper here. So let's grab this one. Random piece of tissue paper. It's right across here. Okay. Let me grab this. Oh, now see? I have color on that side, but I don't have color on that side. So that's why it hasn't gone in the pile yet. Alrighty, so give me a little bit of glue. I know, I just dried it. Can't help it. Okay. I'll just throw some of that on there. Okay, and when it dries, I'll trim off the back. And we'll have another little piece. See, that was just a piece of tissue paper I had laying around on my desk. Let's try a little bit more. Make this a little bit more. I don't really want to cover that green. Let's do it this. Well, fooey. Let's do it that way. Okay. Whoops. Well, that wasn't good. It goes from this side in. Okay. Oh, come on. Okay, now this one will dry. We'll set this aside. Put that in there. And we will clean this up. Just a little bitty piece of tissue paper. And it made a world of difference. Let's see. Yeah, so two ATC cards already done. 2 signatures already done. And see, when I double up a lot because when I wipe off my paintbrushes, you know, and I'm dry brushing, you know, say I want to dry brush something like, well, let's try this, and I'll get some gold, and we'll try dry brushing some gold on there. Oh, come on, where did you go? There you are. Yep. Okay, I got my Venetian gold. So let's put that back. Let's put that back up there. My pencil away. Glue stick away. My words. And see, even the sticky back that I pulled off of the poodle would make a great mask on your jelly plate. Yeah. So that's going right there. Uh-oh. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to dry brush. All dry brushing is using a little bit of paint You can use your finger or a paintbrush. Me, nah, I'll use my finger. Okay? No water. Nothing. It's kind of like the idea behind stenciling. But here, I'm not trying to cover anything. I'm trying to pick up edges and put a little bit of gold along the edges. It's looking really pretty over this purple. But this is pretty much the same thing as dry brushing, and I'm just using my finger, okay? I'm not making sure that it's getting down into every little crack and crevice, because I don't want total coverage. All I want is the tops of the wrinkles done. And if you get too much paint in one spot, then you can take, you know, a paintbrush with a little bit of water and just kind of, you know, wiggle that out just a little bit. And it's not so bad. But you see what I mean? I know my camera's kind of far away. I wish I could move my shelf down so it would hold the camera closer, but I don't have Zoom. That's why I bring it up to you, and then half the time my camera flakes out. So, all right, and I'm going to put a little bit of gold on the edges where it's white, or where it's lighter. And on this edge, right here, where it ripped when I was trying to cut it. And you can also do the same thing if you wanted to edge it all the way around. You know, you could put some gold on it and edge it. But now you see the difference? And I can cut this in half and make 2 bookmarks. I can run it through a laminator, of course, once it's dry. I can cut it in half, make it like 2 tags or something. Or I can fold it in half and add it to this one. Which I'll probably do, since I can't really do anything else with it right now. So we'll pull that off, and we will take this and we will wrap it around and check it out. It fits. Yada yada. And we have no waste, no leftover, nothing. Alright? Even when I was cutting the papers down before, I added the napkins and the baby wipes and the tissues. Those are pretty cool, you know. And we're at about an hour and a half. Let's see, this one isn't quite dry yet, but I might be able to trim it. So let's see. Let me grab my scissors back. Alright, now look how pretty that is. And it's not even embellished yet. Alright, now I want to do one more thing. And then after that, I will let you go. But the last 2 pieces should be actually completely dry. And they are. Okay. Except where the sticky stuck. But that's okay. Alrighty. Now, if you really want them flat, you can iron them. Okay? And ironing won't loosen the glue. Okay? It'll just iron them flat. And And the heat might actually help set it a little bit better, okay? So I'm going to trim off my edges. Alright, and we know we have a 7 by 7.5 size square. But say we didn't want that size. Say we wanted a smaller size or a bigger size because we wanted to do something else with it. Okay? Alright, now look how pretty that is with all those purples. You see that? Now this is with, you know, leftover rollout paper and used tissues and baby wipes that you use to mop up with. Alright? Well, if I'm not mistaken, a standard postcard size is 4 by 6. Alright? So let's do that. That one's at 7.5, so we'll go, wait, which side do we want? Let's do it this way. We want the 6 this way. There we go. Okay, so we'll put a 6 there, and we'll put a 6 here. Alright. Now this is how long or how wide the postcard's going to be. See, now I won't throw this out because it's 1.5 inches wide. I can still make art tiles with this. Alright, so this is going to go in my little scrap bag. And when it gets full, I do something with it. Okay, so we are 6 across this way. Okay, then we need to be 4 across this way. Yeah.
You have any fine point Sharpies?
Yeah. Hold on 1 second. Let me pause this. Okay, back. Sorry about that. My dad needed to borrow some of my art supplies. Okay, so let me see. We want to do 4. Alright, we did that. So we'll line up the marks. Draw it straight down. Okay. Now we've got a postcard that has a little bit of paper sticking out. I hope that did not mess up my measurements, because I'm a kind of see it all at one time type person. Let's see. Yep, 6 by 4. Good. Alright, and this, let's measure this and see how wide this is. This is 3 by 6. So we can, alright, we'll do this one next. Alright, postcard. Well, what do you want to do on that side? You know, if you're going to send it through the mail like this, I would put another coat of varnish on it. Alright? Most of the time, because people work so hard on their postcards, they'll stick the postcards in an envelope and mail them that way. Alright, I don't know what I want to do with that postcard yet, so let's put that there. This one, I think I'm going to make a tag. Now, what I do to make the corners of my tags is I just kind of fold over the top like that. Just the top, not a hard fold. You see, it's a soft fold. All right, but I'll hold off to the side. This way I know my corners are even. There. See what I mean? My corners are even. All right, now I will get my hole punch. And I will punch a hole, say, right there. All right. So you see the different things we've done. You know, we've made signatures. We've made artist trading cards. We can make inchies and twinchies out of them. We've made postcards. This is a tag, all right? And I can decorate both sides if I want. And since it's a purple, let me see. I do have a purple Sharpie. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wiggle some lines just to give it a little bit more character. Nothing straight. I'm not, you know, following any pattern. I'm just wiggling some lines, that's all. Okay. Actually, it might look good if I did 2 layers. So let's do 2 layers. See, I'm not really doing much of anything. Just giving it some character, that's all. There. Now it's not very noticeable, but it's there. And it matches. There we go. Okay. Now, if I wanted to, let me see where my white paint pen is. There we are. If I wanted to, I can take my white paint pen, Jane Davenport, I call a paint over pen. But you know what I find out? It says it's opaque ink, but when you use these, they fade really quickly to translucent. You have to go over them again and again. So that's what I found anyway. So I want some swirls. Maybe a little swirl, and a little swirl, and a little swirl. See, you have to go over them again. There we go. Okay. Now let's say I want black. That's brown. That's because I already got my black out. Okay, say I want black. Just make little hashtags. All different ways. We'll do one over here. And one right there. Okay. I've got some black and white on there. Now, mind you, I have no idea what I'm doing. I mean, I know I'm making a tag. That's obvious. But I don't have any set designs, any set colors, nothing. All I have is I'm grabbing whatever is on my desk. Except okay, it's not quite on my desk, but it's close enough. I want to get some fibers to put. See, I don't even remember what this was tied to. Let me see if I can untie it. Yep. Okay. That's going to be way too long, but let's see. Alright. And we'll pull these through. And tighten it, but I don't want to tear the, whoops, and I just did. I just tore the paper because it's not, paper wasn't quite strong enough. But that can be fixed. May not think it can, but it can. See how I ripped through it right there? Okay. Well, I'm not going to throw my tag out just because of that. I am going to get creative. Okay. Packing tape. Never go wrong with packing tape. So I'm going to alrighty, I'm going to fold this up. But this part on top I'm going to cut off. Alright. And I'm going to take a little bitty piece. Come on. Oh, that's bitty enough. And put it right across that hole. Now, if you have a tag or anything that you think will not support being punched, a hole being punched in it, packing tape. Just cover it with packing tape, both sides, and then put your hole punch over it and go kapow. And now it's tight and it's a lot stronger. But for this one, I'm not going to use that same piece.
You talking?
Yes, I'm talking. I'm videoing. What's up?
Oh, I'm just going to show you my art.
Oh, show me.
What I've got is, I'm just going to cut out.
Put it right here.
Okay. What I've got is, I'm going to cut out every other one, the wide one.
Uh-huh.
And then the next one I'm going to try it straight up and down.
Okay.
And then I'm going to crush it down a little bit so it mushrooms out a little. And then put a tea light inside.
Oh, that'd be cool. Do you want your,
Now I use my Dremel tool.
Oh, I've got your pliers here somewhere. Do you need those?
I'm going to end up needing those in a minute, or in probably tomorrow, but
okay.
That's what I'm trying to do.
That's pretty cool.
Just saw it online. That was cool.
It is pretty cool.
So we use the Dremel tool to clear it out.
All right. Just make sure your glasses are close to your eyes. I know you have, but I'm a kid. That's my job. Yep. Guys, that was my dad, if you didn't know. He's working on his own little arts and craft project. I think I got him inspired since I moved in. Okay, so we got that little tear fixed, right? I know what I was doing. I was looking. I have a little bag of fibers somewhere. That won't work. That won't work. I have one more tote, well, 2 more totes to put away in regards to my, well, let me see if I can find a purple one. Or a gold one. I think a gold one would be prettier, but I think that's long. It is. I don't want a long one. Okay. Now, if you don't know how to put the, the tassel on a tag, even if it's just a piece of string, okay? You fold it in half until you got the loop right there. Can you see that? That loop you push. I always go from the back because I like how it looks. Some people go from the front. But you pull it halfway through and then you open it up. Okay? You open it up so it looks like that. Then you take this and you put it through the middle so it's underneath, and then you just pull it tight. Well, not too tight that you'll rip through the paper, but... And there you go. You got yourself a little tassel. Some people put charms on it. Some people don't leave them that long. But what I do on mine, and this is another reason why I like going from the back, is because you see that little right there. That to me always seems like, okay, it's going to come loose somehow. So I'll always put a little bead of glue right there to keep this tight and where it's supposed to be. And the hot glue, or even most of your PVC glues, dry clear. So I just let that set for a few minutes. If I wanted to, I could probably put a little gem on it. I don't know if I've got time. It's probably been too long already, but let me see. Oh, no, come on. I got you right there. Let's see. No, I was too long, but that's okay. I'll fix that in a minute. So now we got a tag. We got a postcard. Okay. What is something else we can do with our, with our pages that we just made with our baby wipes and napkins and tissues? Oh my. Okay. So I will trim this down. If it wouldn't be such a big hassle, I would dig out my... Actually, I think that would be perfect. So hold on, hold your thought for just a second. Let me pause this and I will be right back. I have another suggestion. Okay. Yes, I got out my big shot. With my pieces of washi tape taped to it here and there. I don't know if this will work. I really don't. I got a die cut, a steampunk die cut in the mail today from that A company that we can't say on YouTube. So let's see if this will work. I've also got a precision base plate, which is used for intricate dies. Okay. So let's cut a strip. I probably should have ironed this first, but let's just see what we see. Okay. Now, the cutting side, I'm going to move straight down onto the precision base plate, and I'm putting it at an angle. And I have two different cutting plates. This white, the clear one, was my very first one. The pink one was my second one. I've got brand new ones in there, but I don't want to pull them out just for, you know, testing something out. So I'll use my old ones until they crack and I can't use them anymore. So let's see. Okay, it went through once. And then we're going to try, after we rotate it, we're going to try to see if this will... No, you got to get the rest of it in there too, you dummy. There you go. Okay. Now let's see if this will work. Whether it does or doesn't, and you may be able to use, you know, a less intricate die, like a circle die or a tag die, or, you know, something that doesn't have as much. Oh, but it looks like it worked. Look. Alrighty, so let's set this aside. Where's my foam thingy? This and this. Alright. This is one of those things that's supposed to help you loosen the things in your die, you know, from your die cut. And anything that doesn't come out, and of course it's all caught on this little mat, and it worked perfect. Check that out. Can you see the colors in that? That is so flippin' awesome. And then you just take your little thingy and you tap it off. That was cool. I did not expect that, to be honest. I really didn't. I'm thinking maybe the pressure between the plates and running them through the, you know, the rollers and the cutters is what flattened it out enough that it made it work. So let's see if we can do it again. I'm guessing that's wide enough. I know, measure twice, cut once. There we go. Okay. Now I'm putting it cut side down on the precision base plate. And I'm rolling it through. Alright, now, because when you're using your Sizzix, a lot of times you just use it the same way over and over and over again. And there are little rollers in there that get worn. So a lot of times, especially if you're using it for an intricate die, rotate your project. Alright? Just 1/4 turn or a half a turn and kind of slide it over. So that way, it gets hit in different spots. Alright, so look what it did. It did flatten the paper some. See that? It's not as bumpy as it was. It did cut everything out. Can you see that? So all we have to do is just pull this part out, set it down, put this aside. Whoops! Didn't mean to do that. Pull this back over here and run. Now on some dies this doesn't work. So I have the Tim Holtz die pick. I guess that's what it's called. Just in case. Now see, it didn't work on some of it. So I'll take the die pick and I'll pop through where the brush didn't get it. And that's probably because I went way too fast, but that's okay. Yeah. Dunk. These little guys come out. And this middle one is supposed to come out, but I don't guess it did. There we go. Okay, so now we have two, but from the same napkin, the same piece of paper. Look at those colors. Aren't they beautimous? They're so beautimous. So, I hope that I have given you some inspiration on what to do with your mop-up cloths. I hope it was helpful. I know it was helpful for me because I learned quite a few things, you know. I could probably spend 2 days with all the mop-up cloths I have right now to go through them. But I'm not going to do that right at the moment, obviously. What I am going to do, though, is... Okay, how come you're not going down? That's why. Okay. Is sign off for now. It's been almost 2 hours. I think that's quite enough. But we got to learn and do and have fun. And hopefully, like I said, I really, really hope that I inspired some ideas, even if they're not the same exact ones that I've done, you know, like ATCs or Twinchies or whatever. Like there's that one. That one. We were able to get some die cuts out of it, some pretty intricate die cuts too, no less. Some signatures for some journals. And we even got some masks that we can use on our jelly plates. Right now, I can't come up with anything else. So, I really wish you guys a wonderful week. And if you like my channel, and like my personality, and my goofiness, and my dirt-to-dirt moments, subscribe. Okay? Give me a thumbs up. That really helps. That shows YouTube that I'm not a squatter, so to speak. I'm not just here to listen to myself talk, because I really can't stand that, to be honest. But it lets YouTube know that that I have good content, or that I'm good enough to be on YouTube, so to speak. Remember always to find the humor in life, okay? Because if you don't, life sucks. Share my videos if you found this, you know, enlightening, and you think somebody else could use the info. And throw me a comment. Tell me if you liked it. Tell me if you came up with any other ideas that would be great to use with your leftover napkins and baby wipes and paper towels and stuff. And other than that, do not ever be afraid to art yourself silly. Okay? So have a great week, everyone, and God bless.